James Filan, who's an outside attorney covering the SEC versus Ripple case, has said that the SEC has severely underestimated Ripple. And I completely agree. I'm going to tell you why he thinks that. Now, Ripple also made news other than the SEC case recently when it participated in a round of $13 million worth of funding for Mintable, which is an NFT marketplace. If you watched my last couple of videos, I actually mentioned NFTs being used on the XRPL, the XRP ledger. And why some people think that the XRPL is actually tailor-made for an NFT marketplace. So we're going to take a quick look at what that could actually mean for the XRPL ledger for XRP in the future of NFTs. And apparently, according to some big financial services companies in Japan, a massive future for NFTs. And of course, with it, massive use case for XRP. Also, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust recently added one more coin to its holding. I'm going to tell you what that is and if that's going to mean good things for that particular coin. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. On this channel, I'm covering the SEC versus Ripple, of course, along with other cryptocurrency news and investment markets, personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you're subscribed. All you got to do is click the subscribe button, click the bell notification icon so you'll be notified when I release a new video. And of course, if you're feeling generous, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out with a channel like this. And like I said in my video yesterday, I just passed 50,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all the well wishes and congratulations in the comment section. Honestly, it just feels really good to hear as I continue to try to improve these videos and improve the content for you guys. And with that, let's jump into it. So the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is a massive trust fund that invests in crypto. It was actually written about a whole bunch in that a lot of people are saying that they bought so much Bitcoin, this trust bought so much Bitcoin last year that it was actually one of the biggest drivers of driving the Bitcoin price up. Now, some of that's true, some of that's not necessarily true. But one of the videos that I saw that was covering this actually said Grayscale stopped buying Bitcoin, and that's the reason that the Bitcoin price started to fall, because it wasn't being supported by all the new buying from this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. The reason for that was because the Bitcoin Trust flipped from a discount, meaning you could actually buy Bitcoin for less than it was actually worth by buying a share of the Grayscale Trust. But then it flipped to a premium, where now it'll actually cost you more to hold a share of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust than it would be to buy Bitcoin. But that aside, a lot of people don't realize that the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is actually a closed-end trust, meaning that it only has a specific amount of shares that it had in the trust, and it wasn't an open-ended trust where you could just continually buy as many shares as you wanted. But in any case, right now it actually holds a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, I believe, and now it just added Cardano. ADA is the ticker symbol for Cardano, and Cardano is one of these things that a couple of months ago people were saying that this was going to be one of the biggest gainers of 2021 in all of crypto. Well, right now, as Bitcoin's going up, a couple of $1,000s in the last couple of days, Cardano's actually been matching that and then gaining even more steam. In fact, while Bitcoin has been going up and down, Cardano has just been going up and not nearly as far down. Now, Grayscale buying into Cardano isn't necessarily going to affect the price of Cardano and drive it up like it potentially did Bitcoin during the winter, but it does signal that a company like Grayscale trusts a company like Cardano to be one of the main players in 2021. Now, Ripple actually participated in a round of funding for Mintable, which is an NFT marketplace, non-fungible token marketplace, which is interesting because they were originally an Ethereum blockchain-based NFT marketplace. Well, now that Ripple actually is going in on this round of funding, on Ripple's website, the blog post actually basically says that Mintable is always looking for more and better marketplace options to give its users the best experience and the best prices possible. Well, as you all know, with XRP and the XRP ledger, it's one of the fastest and cheapest blockchains around. And I say blockchain in quotes because it's not actually a blockchain, but in any case, that could be huge exposure for Ripple and the XRPL ledger, because as SBI Financial Services in Japan, who's a huge financial services company, they're estimating that by 2027 that NFTs could make up approximately 10% of the entire GDP of the entire globe, which right now is about $85 trillion. 10% would be $8.5 trillion. worth of NFTs spread around different marketplaces. Well, Mintable is one of the larger ones out there, and who knows by 2027 how big they're going to be. And if they're running their NFT marketplace on several blockchains like the XRP ledger, it's just going to mean even more use case for XRP and its liquidity. And as Quincy Jones, the new kid on the block, has been explaining the differences between XRP, XDC, Stellar Lumens, and how they will essentially all work within the ISO 222 financial system, he says that XRP is going to be more of that banker's token. It's going to be the underlying cryptocurrency to transfer value to value for any crypto, any fiat, any derivative, but primarily in the derivatives market, not necessarily in the retail market where you go to send somebody $5 or you go to the store to buy a gallon of milk. He thinks that's going to be more XDC or XLM, but only time will tell. But in the meantime, people are trying to figure out what that actually means. But ultimately, it just means trillions and trillions of dollars are going to be moved around primarily on these three tokens. Okay, so to the SEC case update, the SEC basically has a couple of more days over the holiday weekend and a few more days this week to come back and respond to Ripple's response to the SEC's response to Ripple's response that they wanted to depose William Hinman. They want to go after William Hinman and ask him a whole bunch of important questions. And on my previous videos, I explained why it's so important to Ripple that they actually depose and interview William Hinman, because there's a lot of doublespeak and there's a lot of, as I put it in one video, cover-ups within the SEC case, and why they don't want Ripple to be able to ask him questions. Probably the same reason they're actually stalling on sending Ripple any of the documents that the SEC and all of the internal financial departments discussions on whether Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP were or were not securities. Still haven't sent any of those documents. So James Filan, who is an attorney following the SEC versus Ripple case, on Twitter, he was responding to somebody's question about the, well, let's just call it stupidity of what's potentially going on with the SEC. And James responded to them and basically told them that the SEC typically relies on the people that they go after to basically fold because they don't have the financial stability to continue a fight, or they just don't have the intestinal fortitude to continue the fight. And James acknowledged that Ripple is quite different than most of the people that the SEC goes after. In fact, Jeremy Hogan about a month ago was responding to somebody on Twitter who was asking a similar question, and he said that about 90% of the cases that the SECs go after result in a settlement before going to an actual summary judgment or a court judgment, simply because most of the companies don't want to go after it, and the SEC don't want to tie up so many court cases, in the courts. James also made note that Mary Jo White, who is one of Ripple's defense teams, who is also a former SEC attorney, by the way, said that in this case, Ripple has the facts, they have the truth, and of course they have the financial stability, and as James put it, the intestinal fortitude. Once again, I really appreciate all the people that have subscribed to my channel recently. Hitting the 50,000 mark was a huge goal of mine, and from now it's onward to 100,000. I hope you guys come along for the ride. I am going to be making videos covering a few different things, not just the SEC versus Ripple, but cryptocurrency news and other investment and personal finance videos as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit the community tab on this channel. I have a bunch of polls that I put out, several per week, just to know what you guys think about things within the SEC versus Ripple case and cryptocurrency news, as well as some other things. So make sure you check that out. Once again, appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys on the next video.